Have you ever felt so frustrated and overwhelmed that you can't stop thinking negatively? If so, this video has a solution for you. My name is Bilal. I'm a Neuro-Islamic coach and a student of Quran and neuroscience. So when you're quite frustrated in a situation and can't help but feel negative, in that moment, if we tell ourselves not to think negatively, so first of all, you will keep thinking negatively because our unconscious mind often does not register negative. So tell yourself what to do instead rather than saying, don't do this. Tell yourself instead, do that. Number two, in that moment, what we often try to do is start thinking about things positively, which is not entirely possible or practical. That's because we have a personal cognitive filter in the brain, which doesn't allow you to register a situation from an extremely opposite direction. So if you're feeling completely negative, it will be very, very hard for you to think of the same thing from an entirely positive perspective. Now, to facilitate that personal cognitive filter, the PCF, what we need to do is, rather than telling yourself to think positively in that frustrated and agitated moment, first try and decenter yourself through grounding techniques. Grounding techniques are the techniques that bring your mental and emotional attention towards your physical being. So rather than thinking about how you're feeling and what you're thinking, for a moment, try and just think about what you're actually physically feeling through the sense of touch, or what you're hearing. What are you smelling right now? What do you see in front of you? When you focus your attention towards something different, this refocusing of attention activates the prefrontal cortex and reduces the activity in the amygdala. In normal words, it reduces your fear response center and it activates your thinking capacity, which eventually decenters you from the frustration and agitation that you were caught up in. Once you are decentered, then you take the Shukr pathway to have more gratitude. And when you keep repeating that Shukr pathway, eventually seeing things from a positive angle becomes a habit. And even in times when you're entirely agitated and frustrated, it becomes easier and more acceptable for your PCF to think of things from a gratitude perspective. And when you start consciously connecting that Shukr pathway, it eventually becomes a habit. And then you start viewing things from gratitude naturally, which brings you calmness and relaxation. That's why Allah says, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. When you do shukr, Allah increases your calmness, your favor, and your rewards.